Good morning. So, what is the most important thing to you? Well, it's not meant to be a trick question, but it can be considered a trick question because maybe the most important thing to anyone is that we wake up in the morning in the first place, that we are alive. Because there are millions of people that won't wake up today. Yes, I know, it's sobering, right? Millions of people who won't greet this day with their fantasies or imaginations or their visualizations or responsibilities or their joys. Millions. So one could say easily the most important thing that's occurred today for me as an individual is I have awoken, that my eyes have opened, that I've gotten out of bed, that I've had a chance to have something to drink and eat, to greet my family, my friends, my community, my coworkers. It could very legitimately be this. But I'm making that assumption when I ask this question. What is the most important thing one will do today or not? It is remembering whom one is. Who are you? Who am I? With this question, we begin an investigation. It is like when someone says, coming into a comfortable posture. Oh, immediately it elicits an activity, an action of figuring out if you're comfortable. But before that, who am I? Whom are you? What are we? Why are we here? Where are we? When and how? We're back to Thomas Wilson, the rhetorician who lived in the 16th century and enumerated 6 questions in the year 1560 of how one can solicit answers to these 6 questions and gain a better understanding of any subject matter. And those questions are just as true for their value today as they were 450 something years ago. Food for thought. Similarly, Socrates, know thyself. Shakespeare, to thine own self be true. These questions are the basis of philosophy of our civilization. 2,000 years of history. It's a long time to you and I when we have a perspective of living for 60 or 80 or 100 years. But it is very short when one thinks of 5,000 or 10,000 or 20,000 years. What is one's perspective? Now we are entering the realm of mindful meditation, being comfortable, finding a posture where one is relaxed, calm, at ease, tranquil, and at the same alert, receptive, sensitive, open-minded, accepting of what is occurring in side of oneself, on the borders between oneself and everything else, one's skin, and everything that is outside of oneself. From what we might say as the tip of one's nose to the ends of the universe. Why not encompass it all? If you want to stop at the walls of your apartment or your home or your tent, why? The greater one's perspective is, the more that one might consider. The more that one might consider the possibility and potential of a greater understanding, wisdom, and maturity arrives. Thinking about these 6 questions. Sometimes some, if not maybe almost all of them, are irrelevant to a particular situation. I get that. Sometimes when or where are not relevant to the moment. Yet, it doesn't hurt to ask. If there's an answer that need not be too thoroughly considered, then leave it like that. Put the effort into where the questions which are most important are. Hopefully you and I are both in comfortable postures, in a location, back to where we are undisturbed, where we can acknowledge the presence not only of our own being, but of everything else, the entirety of what we say is creation, and all that it might involve. Play. We define ourselves by our physical universe. We think in terms of spheres, yes, of planets, suns, physical things, with length and width and depth, 3-dimensional things, yes? Yet, is that all there is? What about dimensionality? Are there more than one universe stacked like a deck of cards or a ream of paper waiting for one's copy or printer? Do any of us truly know what is going on? We seem to think we do. And yet, it was only 400 or 500 years ago when many of us thought the world was flat, right? It is why when I repeat my sacred saying, and I advise you to, in whatever sacred saying one has of their own, to elicit within oneself a sense of humility and thankfulness for what we do have. Again, it is better to be humble, in my opinion, than to be egotistical. It is better to be thankful than to be arrogant. It is better to be kind than to be mean or even indifferent. Remembering it is the family of mankind. Everyone, everywhere upon the face of this world is of our family. No one is left out of this. From the farthest distances to the north, and equally to the south. We are one people, Homo sapiens. Remember. And even our offshoots, we are still bound by our DNA. It may at first be an alienation to some. Don't allow it to be. Realize what a great thing this is. Be full of a sense of awe, of reverence and amazement at what creation represents. One miracle after another. It's why I like to say we are a bundle of miracles. Here, now. And it has always been this way. How many different miracles can we come up with in just a few moments? We have these processes like our breath, our pulse, the generation of heat to keep us warm, warm-blooded, yes, is what the words are. We shimmer with a sense of majesty, our whole bodies vibrating with life's energy, in an incredible relationship with this planet that we live upon, Earth. Not taking these things for granted, but putting them under the scrutiny of examination is what we are doing. We are being mindful in our meditations. We are talking about evolution. We're not talking about something that's been created by a fellow human in the last 5 or 10,000 years. We're talking about eternity, what has been building, what is the foundation of everything. Long before there were mantras or prayers, or the written word, or the spoken word, or the singing word of our ancestors, we were breathing, pulsing, exuding heat, shimmering with life's vibration, thinking about whom we are. Yes, a bundle of miracles, humbled by the immensity of creation, thankful to be aware, to have this opportunity to be alive today, now, with a day and moments before us to nourish ourselves and those around us, to seek and to have a goal of improvement, personal, as a family, as a community, as a workforce, as a nation, as a world. It is both our joy and our sense of responsibility to be doing this, remembering whom we are. Have a nice day.